Sorry, I think someone be cut out there. But basically, I was just talking about like. How. I've always thought Cameron Payne is a great role player, I always say it was kind of underrated in a sense, kind of, And last night he had 29 and 9. He shot very well. But on the season, he was a good shooter, shot 44% from 3. And in the playoffs, he's averaging 12 points a game. He's a good shooter. He could have had a 50-40-90 season. He had 48% from the field, almost 90% from 3. He had 89% from free throw line, and 44% from 3. He's a good role player. He's just never been a star. And, it's games like this that prove you're a role player, not just, some random on the team, And I like Cameron Payne, honestly. I like his story. All right. So DeAndre Ayton obviously was responsible for the alley-oop, or as they're calling it, the valley-oop, in last night's game. Now, for me, he's probably an honorable mention for best players under 25. He's really good. He's just not doing as well as Trae Young and Luka Doncic, who were in the same draft class that he was in. That's always a problem with players is if you're in the same draft class as two players like that, there's a problem. Like, even if Tua turns out to be good, which I can see him doing, it's going to be tough to be as good as Herbert and Burrow, because they're already a step ahead of you, But don't worry, Tua, because Burrow has no offensive line, and he might be dead by the time you're good. So, you might just have Herbert to worry about. Alright. Yeah, but, when it comes to the best players under 25, I haven't done that list yet, but, obviously, Luka would be number 1. There's Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell. I think is better than DeAndre Ayton. I think Ja has a much higher ceiling than DeAndre Ayton. Tatum, I just think is better right now. I think Tatum has a lower ceiling, but I think he's better than DeAndre Ayton. And Devin Booker, I think he's better than DeAndre Ayton right now, obviously. I think Jamal Murray has an edge on him. I think Zion is better, more talented. I think LaMelo. Actually, I think you can make the argument he's better than LaMelo and De'Aaron Fox. But, it's tough. It's tough. He's definitely one of the best players under 25, though. All right. When is the NBA... Just out of curiosity right now. I'm going off the schedule I have written down right now. When is the NBA draft scheduled? I'm going to look that up right now. Oh, wow. July 29th. Okay. So that's in over like a month. All right. But don't worry. Like I said, we are going to see someone slip. I promise you, we will see someone slip. I'm not sure who right now. I'll probably have that answer in about a month, but we're going to see someone slip. And I'm going to try to call who's going to be the dark horse or the surprise of the draft. All right. So I think right now, any loss is on PG because Kawhi's not there, and they honestly these last 2 games have absolutely been on PG, and he's playing well. It's just he's just not a leader at all, They don't even have to deal with CP3 and his value to the team, So, like, if they're... I think they have a better team than the Suns, but it's just PG is not... I think they're very evenly matched. I really do. But PG is just... He's talented enough to, keep the games close, but he's not good enough a leader to close the games out, and this game is going to be looked at if the Suns win the series, which they probably will. And, the worst part about this is it's tough to shake off a loss like that. Like, if it's a blowout, it's like, okay, they were better. There's nothing we can do about that. But, like, in these kind of games, you, like, really thought you were the better team, and then they just, like, demoralize you with that alley-oop right there. That is tough to shake off. And that was, I give credit to the Suns. That was especially Jay Crowder. That was a perfectly placed pass. That was a perfect pass. And that's even more demoralizing, because if that pass was, a little higher, DeAndre Ayton would have slipped through his... He wouldn't have caught it. If it were a little higher or a little lower, it would not have been caught by DeAndre Ayton. So it's like, it was just like that much lower, we would have had it. It's tough to come back from. So, I saw a good question on the Dan Patrick Show. I thought this was a good question. So, John Rahm just won a golfing tournament. I don't talk too much golf on this show. Because I don't know much about it. But he's 26 years old. And he just won, what did he win just now? I cannot keep up with all these golf tournaments, But he just won a tournament. The U.S. Open, there we go. He won the U.S. Open. And, a good question on the Dan Patrick Show was, would you rather be Devin Booker, who is 24 years old and probably has a good 10 to 15 years left in him, to be great? Or would you rather be Jon Rahm, who could be great at golfing for years? And a lot of people, I think you said 53% said Booker, but I don't know. It's tough, because with the NBA, it doesn't matter. Like, with Booker right now, he's in the position where he's going to get a contract. So he's going to have a lot of money for, 5 years, guaranteed. And, he's going to be good for the next 10 years, I'm telling you. But, I feel like... I don't know. I like the longevity of being, a golfer for a while, I just think Jon Rahm is in a position to be better longer. And I don't know. I'm going to go with Jon Rahm. I disagree with Dan Patrick. Because, he's going to be better longer. And, Booker, it's going to be over quicker. So I don't know. I like the longevity. I don't know what you guys think. But, alright. So we're going to shift over to baseball here. I've talked a lot of NBA. So I'm going to switch it over real quick. So, Max Scherzer, great pitcher. He's been great basically his entire career. Now, he got checked for sticky substances a lot last night. And one was in the middle of an inning, and Joe Girardi just... his explanation was he saw... And, I trust Girardi's judgment because he has... He's seen Max Scherzer since 2010. He knows him. He knows how he operates. And he said he has never seen him, touch his hair that like 4 or 5 times in a game. And he saw him do it 4 or 5 times last night. So it was weird for him. But it's weird for baseball, honestly, this whole thing. Because now pitchers have the advantage now. Like, the batters had the advantages a couple years ago. And I think they still kind of have an advantage. Because, like I said this, 2 weeks ago when Cole stumbled with that question about whether or not he uses substances. We have to classify what cheating is. Because, is cheating something that gives you an advantage? Like, are batting gloves cheating? Because batting gloves give you a better grip on the bat. I've experimented without batting gloves and with batting gloves, and I'm going to tell you right now, batting gloves are much easier to operate with. Is that cheating? I don't know. It's they're allowed to do it. Is that cheating? I don't know. And steroids, that was... The sticky substances are the new steroids, kind of, Like, it was something no one even thought of using, but then it came along, and, it's really, I don't know, it's tough, And, I understand where Manfred's coming from, because he really didn't do much for the Astros punishment, so, at least he's doing better this time around. At least he's trying to prevent the cheating here. Because, it's always better. Baseball, I like watching it, but it's pretty boring. Especially when pitchers are doing this good. It's awkward right now in the situation. It's very awkward. But, at least he's trying. It's better than what he did last time. That was terrible. But this is a very weird situation for baseball right now. It is really tough. And I am still in awe. Garrett Cole, they're saying that his spin rate and strikeouts were down last night, but he threw 7 innings. Sure, he wasn't as good as he normally is. And I'm not saying he didn't use foreign substances, because I'm pretty confident he did. But, it's not like he's a slouch without them. He threw 8 innings a week ago against the Blue Jays, He got the win. I know he gave up 4 hits, but, he's still doing a good job. Alright. So, you know what else is a little hard to watch sometimes? The NBA in the final minutes. And the NBA in the final minutes is, kind of a little inconsistent, because sometimes it's very fun to watch. Sometimes I live to see it, but you know how long it took to finish up the last 90 seconds of Game 2 last night? What would be your guesses? Because it always takes longer than 90 seconds, obviously, My guess would have been, 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes. That's normal, though, because there's, instant replays and all that drama going on. You know how long it actually took? 33 minutes. Because of all these instant replays going on, and whether or not that was, there was goaltending or not, It's a little hard to watch sometimes. It's been pretty hard to watch sometimes. I don't know. I'm just gonna check, here's what really transpired in the last 90 seconds. There was an instant replay, which